When the going gets hard, most people stop. They slow down, second guess, question everything, and begin negotiating with their dreams. But not you, not now, because hard times are not signals to quit. They are signals to grow. Pressure is not punishment, it's preparation. The moment you're tested is the moment you get to decide who you really are. The version that folds or the version that fights. And let's be clear, the version that fights is already inside you, but it only shows up when things get tough. You were not made to break, you were made to rise. Every person who ever built something meaningful hit walls. They faced rejection, disappointment, betrayal, and failure. But the ones who made it through, they understood something simple. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It's feedback. It's part of the price of greatness. The question is not whether you'll face difficulty. The question is whether you'll use it or let it use you. When the fire comes, don't ask why me. Ask what is this trying to make me into? Because every obstacle is shaping something in you. Every delay is building strength. Every challenge is testing your desire. The only way to make it through the storm is to move with intent. Decide, push, advance. Even if it's inch by inch, even if your voice shakes, even if no one believes but you, especially then, your desire must burn hotter than the obstacle in front of you. The goal must matter more than the excuse. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started, and remember this: you are stronger than you think. You've survived worse than this. You've fought through things others would have folded under. That strength is still with you. It never left. Hard moments don't mean you're weak. They mean you're growing into something greater. You have to make a decision right now that your mind is no longer available for fear, that your heart is no longer open to giving up, that your energy is no longer being spent on worry. It's being used for progress. When the going gets hard, the mind wants to panic, but you don't follow the mind. You lead it. You train it. You discipline it. You take control, because your thoughts are either building your future or burying it. And when you can't see the way forward, when everything feels like it's against you, you remember this: every adversity carries within it the seed of an equal or greater opportunity, but only for those who keep going. Most people never find it because they stop too soon. They quit when it hurts, not knowing that pain was the doorway. You are not most people. You were born for more than survival. You were made to rise, to lead, to win, but only if you refuse to quit. So no matter what's against you right now, make a decision to keep moving, to stay focused, to believe even when it looks impossible. This isn't the end. This is the making of you. The pressure you're under is producing power. The weight you feel is building muscle. You may be in the middle of the storm, but the storm is not stronger than your purpose. You've come too far to go back. You're too close to give up. So take a deep breath, lift your head, and keep going, because the hard times, they don't last, but strong people do. And you're one of them. Too many people confuse defeat with failure. They hit a wall, face a setback, or watch a plan fall apart and immediately think, but that's not failure. That's temporary defeat. There's a world of difference between the two. Temporary defeat is part of the process. It's part of growth. It's how life asks you, do you really want this? Are you willing to pay the price? And how you answer that question determines everything. Every great achiever has faced defeat. Every inventor, leader, creator, and champion has tasted it, not once, many times. But they knew something average thinkers never understand. Defeat is not a signal to quit. It's a signal to learn, to adjust, to strengthen your resolve. Because the moment you back down, the moment you interpret defeat as final, that's when real failure begins, and it begins in the mind, not in the event. Temporary defeat is life's resistance training. It's there to toughen your spirit. It's pressure that produces perseverance. Without it, your desire stays soft, your dream stays shallow. It's only when the path gets hard that you truly discover how bad you want it. Anyone can smile when things go right. Anyone can show up when they're winning. But it's how you respond when nothing is going your way that reveals your future. You see, most people experience defeat and shut down. They see one closed door and decide the whole building is locked. But the people who succeed, the ones who build something legendary, they see defeat as information, not identity. They don't take it personally. They study it. They say, okay, what went wrong? What can I do better? How can I come back smarter, stronger, sharper? That mindset, that's what builds empires. Defeat is not your enemy. It's a mentor in disguise. It's the experience that refines your strategy, the pain that teaches you discipline, the breakdown that leads to breakthrough, but only if you refuse to let it define you, because what you call it is what it becomes. Call it failure and you'll quit. Call it temporary and you'll rise. Think about every champion you've ever admired, every name that's etched in history. They've all faced defeat. They've all fallen flat, been doubted, criticized, ignored, but they kept going. They learned, they adapted, they outlasted the ones who gave up. And that is the single greatest difference. Not talent, not intelligence, not luck, persistence in the face of defeat. When you hit that wall, and you will, you have a choice. You can either say this is the end, or you can say this is the beginning of something greater. Because if you stay in the fight long enough, you'll find that defeat is just a setup for your comeback. The key is to keep your vision locked in, your energy forward, your belief unshaken. You are not your setbacks. You are not the losses. You are the one who keeps getting up. You are the one who decides again and again that this won't be the end of your story. Temporary defeat has no power over a mind that refuses to be defeated. And that's the mindset you build daily, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. So when defeat comes, welcome it, study it, learn from it, then stand up, square your shoulders, and step forward again, because as long as you do that, you haven't failed. You've grown. And that growth, that's the real victory. Every goal worth chasing will test you. Every dream that matters will demand more than comfort. The road to anything meaningful is built with resistance, setbacks, and moments where most people quit. But those who break through, they carry something inside them stronger than anything in front of them. A burning desire, a fire that refuses to go out, a reason so powerful, so personal, so undeniable that no obstacle can match it. Obstacles are not the enemy, they are the challenge. They are the checkpoints between where you are and who you must become. They are life's way of separating the committed from the curious. And you don't overcome them by being smarter or luckier than everyone else. You overcome them by wanting it more than the pain, more than the excuses, more than the opinions. Your desire must be the loudest voice in the room. When the journey gets dark, when nothing is going your way, when you're tired, rejected, and questioning everything, that's when desire speaks. That's when you reach deep and remember why you started. That's when you say, I didn't come this far to give up now. Because if your desire is only surface level, you'll fold the first time things don't go your way. But if it's rooted deep in your soul, you'll rise again no matter how many times you fall. Desire isn't just emotion, it's fuel. It drives action. It creates motion when motivation is gone. It turns discipline into devotion. When you truly want something, not wish for it, not hope for it, but want it with everything in you, you stop looking for reasons to stop and start looking for ways to keep going. You don't wait for the path to be clear. You make your way through. Too many people are defeated by obstacles, not because the obstacles are too big, but because their desire is too small. The dream was never real enough. It was a maybe, not a must. But the moment your goal becomes non-negotiable, the moment you say, I will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes, everything changes. Your Fear gets quiet. Your mind sharpens. Your actions multiply. That's the power of a burning desire. You'll never meet a champion who didn't suffer, who didn't doubt, who didn't want to quit, but they had something inside them that refused to let them, a vision they couldn't shake, a purpose bigger than their pain. That kind of desire makes you unstoppable, because the world will throw everything at you to make you stop. But if the fire inside you burns hotter than the storm outside, you'll win. You don't get to choose the size of your obstacles, but you always get to choose the size of your desire every morning, every setback, every delay. You choose whether to shrink or rise, whether to fall back or step forward. And if your desire is real, if it lives in your bones and not just in your thoughts, you'll find a way. You'll build a way. You'll refuse to quit, because quitting would mean betraying your own soul. So when the pressure hits, when life pushes back, you push harder. You remind yourself what you're fighting for. You remember that obstacles are temporary, but purpose is permanent. And if you carry that burning desire with you, if you guard it, feed it, protect it, nothing can stop you. Not the fear, not the failures, not the time it takes, because desire that won't quit builds a life that can't lose. The world doesn't give its rewards to those who start strong. It gives them to those who refuse to stop. The difference between those who win and those who wish is not intelligence, not luck, not talent. It's persistence. It's the refusal to give in. It's the mindset that says, I will not back down, I will not fold, and I will not leave until I get what I came for. That mindset breaks walls. That mindset wears down resistance until it surrenders. When you set a goal, resistance shows up. It's automatic. Obstacles rise, people doubt, delays happen, you get tired, frustrated, maybe even knocked flat. But none of that can stop someone who has made a decision to pursue. Resistance only wins against the weak-willed, but persistence? Persistence is the slow, steady, unstoppable force that reshapes reality. It's pressure applied daily. It's the habit of showing up long after others have gone home. The world moves for the one who won't stop moving. No matter how slow the progress, no matter how loud the noise, persistence is power. It doesn't care how hard it gets. It only cares that the next step is taken. Every time you get up when it would have been easier to stay down, you break a little more resistance. Every time you speak your dream out loud when fear tells you to stay quiet, you weaken the enemy of doubt. And every time you do the work, especially when you don't feel like it, you chip away at the wall that stands between you and your breakthrough. The problem is never that the goal is too far. The problem is that people stop too soon. They start with fire and end with excuses. They give up at mile 9 when the reward lives at mile 10. They let resistance lie to them. They believe the discomfort means they're on the wrong path, when in fact it means they're getting closer. Because the closer you get to greatness, the harder resistance fights. It's not trying to block you because you're weak. It's trying to stop you because you're strong. The truth is, resistance fears persistence. It can't handle someone who keeps showing up, someone who keeps believing, someone who doesn't flinch when they fall. It doesn't know what to do with a mind made up and a heart set on fire. That kind of energy bends reality. It breaks rules. It creates results when nothing else works. All because one person chose to keep going when it was hard, when it was boring, when it was lonely, when it was thankless, and that person became unstoppable. Persistence is not glamorous. It's not exciting every day. It's showing up tired, showing up unsure, showing up with no applause, no praise, no promise, but showing up anyway. Because you made a decision that your dream matters, that your future matters, and that nothing and no one gets to decide when you stop. Only you do. And you've already decided. So when you face resistance, and you will, you don't shrink, you rise. You apply more pressure. You do what others won't for as long as it takes, because you understand something most never will. Resistance is temporary, but persistence, that builds a legacy. That carves your name into history. That unlocks every door you were told was shut. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep believing. You're not losing, you're learning. You're not stuck, you're strengthening. You're not failing, you're forging the life you said you wanted. One day, the same resistance that tried to break you will be the reason you broke through. Because persistence always wins in the end. Always. You've been lied to. Not by others, but by the voice in your head, the one that whispers doubt when things get hard, the one that tells you you're not enough, not ready, not capable. That voice is not your truth, it's your fear. And the truth is this: you are stronger than you think, stronger than your circumstances, stronger than your past, stronger than your pain. But you'll never know that strength until life pushes you to the edge, until you're forced to find out what you're really made of. You've already survived things others don't even know about. Battles you never told the world, nights you cried in silence, days you felt like breaking but didn't. That wasn't weakness, that was power. That was strength disguised as survival. And if you've made it this far, you can make it further, but you have to stop waiting for someone to remind you how strong you are. You have to see it, feel it, believe it, even when the world tells you otherwise. Strength doesn't show up when everything is easy. It reveals itself when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's not about how loud you can speak when you're winning. It's about how steady you stay when you're losing. It's waking up every day and deciding to keep going even when nothing seems to be working. It's pushing through the fatigue, the fear, the frustration. And it's daring to believe in yourself when you have every reason to doubt. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. And then the one after that, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. That's how you climb. That's how you win. Strength is built in the struggle, not in the spotlight. It grows in silence. It sharpens when no one's watching. It's forged when you keep showing up for your life, even when it would be easier to walk away. Your current situation is not your final destination. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you're done. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's hopeless. You've got more power in you than you've ever used, more fight, more courage, more heart. But you've got to tap into it. You've got to speak life over yourself. You've got to stop waiting for perfect and start moving through the pressure. You are not defined by your failures. You're not limited by your fear. You are not broken. You are becoming stronger, becoming wiser, becoming the version of yourself that was born for more. Every setback, every loss, every mistake is shaping that version. So don't curse the struggle. Learn from it. Rise from it. Let it remind you that you are still in the game, still breathing, still, and that means it's not over. There's something unshakable inside you, something no storm can break, but you'll only see it when you stop playing small, stop playing safe, stop telling yourself you can't, and start remembering who you are, the one who's still standing, the one who didn't quit, the one who made it through things that could have destroyed them. That person is strong. That person is powerful. That person is you. So hold your head high, straighten your spine, take that deep breath and keep going, because no matter what it looks like now, the strength in you is greater than the struggle ahead. You are stronger than you think, and now is the time to prove it, not to the world, to yourself. Adversity is not the enemy, it's the messenger. It doesn't show up to break you, it shows up to build you. Most people see adversity as the end, the shutdown, the proof that maybe they weren't meant to succeed. But the truth is, adversity is the beginning of everything worthwhile. Hidden inside every struggle is the seed of something greater. A benefit that doesn't just balance the pain, it outweighs it. But only if you're willing to see it, only if you're willing to keep moving long enough for that seed to grow. Every great story, every success that ever made history started with adversity, the kind that makes you question your path, the kind that tests your patience, your willpower, your belief in yourself. But what separates the ones who rise from the ones who fall is this: the ability to hold the vision while walking through the storm, the ability to trust that something good can come from something hard, that a greater benefit is waiting, even if you can't see it yet. Because sometimes life has to break you just enough to break you open, to remove the things that no longer serve you, to shake you out of comfort, to force growth, to push you into the person you're supposed to become. And it doesn't feel good while it's happening. It feels unfair, heavy, lonely. But later, when you look back, when you connect the dots, you'll see it. You'll see how that pain taught you strength, how that setback gave you perspective, how that disappointment redirected your entire life towards something better. Growth rarely happens in comfort. It happens in the fire, and adversity is the fire that forges champions. It sharpens your thinking. It strips away ego. It teaches you humility, focus, resilience. It gives you an edge, but only if you stay in the game long enough to earn it. Most people quit before the benefit shows up. They walk away when the seed is still in the soil. They never give it time to grow. But those who persist, those who refuse to let adversity define them, they harvest the reward. The greater the challenge, the greater the gift that hides behind it. Every adversity carries within it the blueprint of something powerful, but you have to go looking for it. You have to mine the lesson. You have to believe that it's there, even in the dark. That belief alone is what keeps you moving when others stop. That belief alone turns adversity from a curse into a cat. Your mind is the most powerful force you will ever face. It's your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. It can build your future or destroy your potential. What most people don't realize is this: the battle is not out there, it's in here. If you don't learn to control your mind will control you. And if your mind controls you, fear will guide your choices, doubt will slow your steps, and excuses will become your story. Your thoughts shape your life. Every belief you hold, every action you take, every habit you form, it all starts in the mind. That inner voice, the one that tells you who you are and what you're capable of, becomes your reality. If you let that voice drift toward negativity, if you let it run wild with fear, anxiety, and limitation, it will trap you. It will convince you to settle, to shrink, to surrender before you even begin. But if you take charge, if you reprogram that voice, you can command your mind instead of obeying it. Controlling your mind doesn't mean silencing fear or pretending doubt doesn't exist. It means choosing your thoughts with intention. It means recognizing when your mind is lying to you and having the strength to speak back. It means planting thoughts of purpose when fear tries to grow weeds of worry. It means interrupting the cycle of negativity and feeding your mind with belief, courage, and clarity every single day. You have to train your mind like a muscle. Feed it with what you want it to produce. Speak life over yourself, not just when you feel strong, but especially when you feel weak. Your thoughts become your emotions. Your emotions fuel your actions. And your actions create your reality. So if you want a different outcome, it starts with the words you whisper to yourself in silence. It starts with catching the thought that says, I can't, and there will be moments when your mind screams that you're not enough, that the challenge is too great, that it's safer to quit. In those moments, you must become louder. You must lead yourself with your words. You must remind yourself that fear is a liar, that limits are learned, and that strength is a choice. Controlling your mind means rejecting the story of the past if it no longer serves your future. It means writing a new narrative where you are not the victim, you are the hero. Don't underestimate the quiet power of your inner world. What you think in private will echo loudly in your life. If your mind is filled with doubt, don't be surprised when your steps are uncertain. But if your mind is filled with determination, with belief, with relentless focus, no setback can hold you. You'll still face resistance, but you'll move through it. you'll still feel fear, but you'll act anyway. That's the power of a trained mind. Every day you are either programming your mind or being programmed by it. Don't wait for confidence to appear. Create it through repetition. Don't wait for peace to find you. Command it through presence. Don't wait for motivation. Build it with discipline. You are the thinker of the thoughts, not the author of your mind, not the audience to its noise. Control your mind or it will control you. Speak with intention, think with vision, act with purpose. Because the world doesn't shape your mind shapes your world. Master it, and there's no limit to what you can do. Let it master you, and you'll live a life far smaller than what you were born for. The choice is yours, and it starts right now. So now you know the truth. The world will not hand you peace, clarity, or strength. You must create it from within, and the battlefield isn't out there in your circumstances or setbacks. It's in your own head. Your greatest enemy is not failure, it's not fear, it's not even adversity. It's a mind left unguarded, unchecked, undirected. Because an undisciplined mind will talk you out of great. It will whisper lies in moments of weakness. It will build walls where there should be doors. But not you, not anymore. Because once you understand that every thought is a choice, you reclaim your power. Once you understand that your mind is a tool and not your master, you stop letting it run wild with worry and hesitation. You start using it with intention. You start feeding it with purpose. You stop reacting and you start creating. Every legend, every champion, every person who rose from nothing to build something extraordinary, they all did one thing first. They took control of their mind. They decided who they wanted to be before the world could decide for them. They mastered their focus. They told themselves, this is who I am, until their mind believed it and their actions followed. And now it's your turn. This is your moment to stop letting fear write your story, to stop letting doubt delay your destiny. This is your moment to speak life into your dreams, to walk like someone who owns their future, to act like someone who knows the crown is already theirs. You've got what it takes. You've always had it, but now is the time to prove it, not to anyone else, to yourself. So guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Fill it with the thoughts that build you. Surround it with the people that lift you. Protect it from the negativity that distracts you, and lead it with courage, with vision, with faith. Because once your mind is locked in, your life starts to follow. Doors open, energy rises. The world begins to respond to a mind that knows exactly where it's going. This is more than motivation. This is the beginning of your mental mastery. And when you control your mind, truly control it, nothing outside you can control your life. So rise with intention, think with purpose, and move like someone who understands. You are the commander of your thoughts, the architect of your mindset, and the leader of your own destiny. Now go live like it.